Hi everyone, welcome back to Chess with Mr. Ray, guys. And today, as you saw, we are prioritizing the vision skill over the calculation and positional feeling, because if you make a positional feeling mistake or calculation mistake, it might not be a big deal. But if you don't see a good move, a winning move, and you don't win the game because of that, it's going to be very frustrating. Or if you don't see that you were under attack, you just blundered your queen or blundered the checkmate, that's very, very frustrating. So vision is probably a most critical and most common mistake people do in their first few levels before they go to really, really advanced level and before they really go to advanced tournaments. So vision is very, very important. I wanted to talk today about, and one of the best ways to expand your vision, to make it better, is to do candidate moves. So play slow and ask yourself about different options. Don't just play the move that you see right away. So with the couple of examples that I have here, these are all from real games. I wanted to show you the kind of a mistakes from a vision where the person does not do the candidate moves and therefore plays too fast and doesn't see a better move than he could play. So in the first example, this person was playing white and he all of a sudden pushed the pawn, and when I asked him, what are you doing? He said, Mr. I am building a house. Okay. Now, building a house is a very, very good positional feeling and helps you to castle, etc. But the question is, did this person consider other extremely good moves like a check that he had with the bishop that would also help him to castle, maybe capturing a pawn, or even going with the knight and doing this powerful, beautiful fork that is a safe move and immediately can put black in trouble? So my question is, I guess, building a house is not bad in this position, but why was that move played so fast, and why did he not consider other moves? So this is an example where expanding your vision through the candidate moves could be really beneficial, although building a house is not a bad move. So we are going to move on to the next example here. And in this position, the person does not have good vision, but he sees that his knight is under attack. So he sees that his knight is under attack, and then right away he says, well, I'm going to move away. And that's what the natural reaction to an attack is. Just move away. My question is, did this person consider any other moves with that knight? And the second question that I have is, how quickly was this move made? Because the thing is that you're supposed to take your time when you're under attack and ask yourself, well, where can I go? Okay. Now in this position, there was, unfortunately for white, only one safe move. There were a lot of moves that white could play, but most of them are not safe, and this is exactly the reason we do candidate moves. We are asking ourselves not to rush and to consider multiple options, to ask ourselves, well, I can go here, of course, but is there another move that I can do that could be better? Okay, this is how you expand the vision, and frankly speaking, you can win a lot of games against people who play fast and they don't compare their options, they don't consider multiple options. You can win a lot of games, guys. So vision skill is very, very, very critical. It can make a big difference in your game. So in this position, this was actually played by one of my private students in the nationals. He was playing black and he played queen to e7, claiming the connection of the rooks, and overall a good game because both of his bishops breathed well and his knight is in the center. However, he was very, very frustrated to know that exactly the same move with the queen that also connect the rooks could have been slightly better, because it would also go to the king, and most importantly, it would have prevented what happened in this game later, because his opponent went directly queen to the king with this checkmate threat. And so when I told him, hey, if you played your queen to his king, he would not be able to do that. He said, Mr. I was just focusing on connecting my rooks. I understand that, but please slow down and consider other moves. Now this is how the game continued, and okay, it might be a little bit frustrating for black, but there's no reason to panic. You slow down, you recognize the checkmate threat, and then you start thinking. You do not play fast move like this, is what you played. You just block the queen, expecting the queen to go back, but in the nationals, people know that the fundamental principle is queen is always staying at the king. So after queen came one move down, it started to annoy my student's king. The person started to maximize his attack, and my student lost a very, very important game in the nationals. So nationals is one of the biggest tournaments of the year, and the winners of that tournament get to represent Canada at the World Championship and at the Continental Championships. So again, he was very frustrated when I told him, hey, I can also block like this. And he said, Mr. I completely overlooked this move. Overlook means he didn't even consider it. I told him, well, I'm blocking the bishop, and just in case if he does en passant, I have a beautiful recapture with the knight that would protect the checkmate and attack his queen and bishop, where white would now become slowly in trouble. And white is the one who is under attack and has to play slow, because if he only protects his queen and doesn't focus on the bishop, he's going to lose the bishop. So the only way to protect both would be probably somewhere to move safe, and that is exactly why white would have to do candidate moves. Okay? So again, there's always different options, guys. It's never a situation where there's nothing you can do. Remember that. And same thing in life. There's always an option. It's never that you don't have any options, okay? But the difference is some people don't consider it, some people consider it more. That's basically the difference. You can block the checkmate like this, or you can block the checkmate which a much better, more efficient way. Blocks the bishop, and again, your queen is protecting the king. It's a whole different game which he would never lose the way he lost. He blocked like this, his opponent queen started to come over, white started to maximize, he panicked, started to be upset, and when you get upset, that's where you make even more mistakes and you lose the game. So again, my question is, how fast do you play? Remember, if you play fast, you might miss a better move, because you see a move right away and then you go, okay, Mr. I move my queen out of danger, it's a safe move, I'm doing it. Yeah, but what if there were other moves with the same idea but more effective, more efficient? So this is why when you're under attack, or when you feel that it's not an obvious position, take your time. It's not like the airplane is leaving in half an hour and you need to make sure to be on time for boarding. It's not like we have an emergency and there's never going to be a next game in chess. Take your time to consider and ask yourself, well, I want to play, but is this really the best move? Is this really the best what I've got? Or I can try better, or I can look for better moves, and at least consider yourself 2 to 3 different moves, not just the one that you want to play right away, not just the one that comes to your attention right away. Yeah, I could probably play this move right away, but should I play it? Even though it's safe, even though it's a good looking move? Well, what if I miss some good moves? That's the question, right? So all these examples are all the same, guys, all the same. There was a very nice battery here that white did, and black blocks the battery, and it was unbelievable when this person very quickly, the game was with the timers, he had a lot of time on his clock, I don't know what was it, but he right away played here directly into an unsafe move, lost his queen, resigned, said, I'm a bad chess player. I don't want to play chess, Mr. A. I said, it's not about that. I said, you did not consider different moves with the same idea. Why are you playing so fast? Why you don't consider multiple options? Why your vision is very narrow. Your vision is very limited. You see a move, you play it. But the question is, what's the rush? But the question is, Are there any other good moves? This is what we call a candidate moves, and this is one of the best ways to expand your vision and be aware of the situation. So I'm just going to finish off, guys, with few of the next examples, and then I hope everybody can ace the quiz. That was a position like this, and let's say black recognized this pin, and he kind of decides that he's not comfortable with that pin. He pushes the bishop away. The bishop has different options, including going all the way back, which is one of the worst, or capturing the knight. That probably won't give any advantage. If white does the candidate moves and doesn't rush, he recognizes, okay, maybe I should keep the pin. Now, if black decides to move this bishop, he shouldn't just quickly go and do this check. That's not the smartest way. He can consider it, but the question is, he has to be responsible to himself and ask himself, would that be really the strongest move? Or maybe I'm pinning myself is another option with that same piece. See, this is what I'm talking about, the candidate moves. Slow down and ask yourself, is there a better move than the one that you want to play? And most of the time, the answer will be, if not, at least you should be aware of different moves, okay, guys? And finally, in this game, this person was playing black. Now, his vision is not a beginner level because he was very alert to this knight, and we all know that the knight is very, very powerful at forking in chess, so he recognized this fork pretty quickly. But what I was surprised about is that very quickly this person played a super passive move, disconnecting his rook, bishop back, and he said, Mr. A, that bishop was garbage anyways, he couldn't breathe on the pawn, and I kind of used him to protect the fork. I said, I understand that. But did you know that you could just capture that knight? He said, Mr. A, I kind of didn't even see that. So hold on a second. Is that a rocket science to see? That's not hard to see a move like that to capture the knight. And that way, your bishop can breathe and your queen can go to the king. You know, all these different moves that you can see or not see depending on your attitude, guys. It's not about how long you've been playing chess. It's not about what you ate today or if you slept late last night. It's about your attitude of playing fast or slow, being aware of the position or not, and constantly looking for better moves and not rush, okay? So again, he didn't capture the knight, which in my opinion would probably be better than just protecting the fork, okay? Here's the last one, I think. And in this position, everybody at least who took lessons with Mr. A should recognize one of the critical concepts in chess, which is called open king. So now we all know that the queen is very allergic to an open king. And we all know that when the king is open, the queen is asking, please, where is the king? I want to go to checkmate him. Now in this position, this player goes right here, very quickly, and somehow his opponent coordinates his pieces by bringing his queen over, and somehow it's funny, but black was able to somehow survive. White is still winning this game if he continues the maximization, but black is surviving, guys. Whereas, my question is, was there a better move with the same idea? And the answer is yes. The answer is a beautiful double attack. I'm bringing my queen to the king, but I'm also attacking the knight. So now it's much more difficult for my opponent because he has to worry about more things. And this is what we call a more effective, more efficient, therefore stronger move. But I did my candidate moves. It's not like I played any move for the sake of it just to bring in the queen to the king. I'm doing my candidate moves, guys. Okay? That's what the chess with Mr. I had a problem a few days ago, not related to chess, and I said, what are my options? Am I really in disaster here? And then it seemed like the answer was yes, but then I quickly realized, hey, but you know what I can do? I can actually do this one and I'll be okay. And I figured it out. I was so happy. I said, wow, this one option really saved me because it seemed like I was almost under undefendable checkmate. But I slowed down and I asked myself, this is the problem, what are we going to do about it? Different options, and I found an option that was good. But never rush, guys, okay? In this position, the white rook was under attack. Now, if the person doesn't see that, he really has to first learn how to observe the board and learn the meaning of the opponent's last move. So that's the first step of the vision. Be alert, look at the board, focus opponent last move. But the person saw that his rook was under attack, he immediately put in the rook in the open file. And yes, it's a good move. But again, if he did this battery that I showed this person, hey, you can do a battery with a checkmate threat. Now the opponent has to block the battery not to get checkmate. You get the bishop for free instead of moving the rook into that open file. You should, guys, have seen the frustration on this kid's face. This was the last round of a tournament. If he won that game, which pretty much he's now winning, he gets $500 with the trophy and the medal. It's just overall, he would be so happy. The game ended up in a draw because when he moved the rook away, the opponent all of a sudden realized, oh, I gotta stop that battery. And that's when it cost white not to do candidate moves. Okay, guys? So it's not a rocket science, but the thing is that it should be like a habit. Play slow, do the candidate moves. Don't rush. Ask yourself, hey, I want to play something. Is this really the best move, or am I overlooking something? Or are there any other moves that I can do? So it's very easy, but easier said than done. It has to become like a habit for you to be able to play like that. For now, your habit is, see a move, play it. That is what your habit is. And sometimes we can adjust that. Okay? This is Chess with Mr. Ray, expanding the vision to the level of the World Championship with the candidate moves and playing slower. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and good luck on the quiz. I'll see you soon.